And I think we're live. Good evening, campers, or good day, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Welcome back to another live chat. Just make sure everything's all running smoothly for you guys. I think I might turn that light down. I think I've got it a little bit bright. No, that was definitely the opposite way of what I wanted. Yeah, that's a bit better. It's not shining off the old cue ball too much now. Who have I got in the house? Sorry, let me just try and bring the live chat up on the actual YouTube. And that's the one there. Pause that. And here we are. So, hello. Why is it not? Is this a Lonely Men's Club? Gareth and Zoe Wild Camps. This is not the Lonely Men's Club, or you wouldn't be here. If you're telling me you're a lonely man, so he's not doing our job right. Oh, we've got Loafer X. If it is, I'm in the right place. Andy is a lonely man. That makes me sad, Andy. Owen as well is in the house. Evening geezers. Great videos today, guys. I've watched both your videos today. I really enjoyed them. I've got stove envy. I'm not gonna lie, I've literally got stove envy watching Andy's video and Owen's videos earlier. If you've not seen them, go and check them out. William, how doing, lad? Brendan, hi Kevin all. Right, dude. Cheers, mate. That stove is epic. I was just watching, literally. Me and Lily was sat down on the sofa. We've had a bit of a move around. I'm doing a bit of decorating. And we've like half the living room really with the corner sofa. It's really a traditional sort of layout, but I've cut the living room, literally cut the living room in half. Just so it was a bit cozier. And yeah, we were sat down watching the videos before the chat started, and I was just coming up with so many ideas to cook in that oven. It was unreal. But to be fair, I went and had a look how much the cost, and then I realised it wasn't for me. But all over Amazon and places like that, you can get ovens and attachments that will fit my Outpacker stove. I think I've seen an oven for around 79 quid, and the kettle for 5 litres of water to keep it constantly hot for about 49. So it wasn't too bad, and I thought, yeah, you know what, I might have a go with that. And yeah, I was just coming up with loads of ideas that we could do. Just imagine out in the woods and being able to cook up a big shepherd's pie or something like that. You know, it would just be awesome. Thought I was losing a bit of weight. That neck looks a bit. I'm supposed to be losing weight, man. I don't know if it's because I've shaved my beard a bit higher or what, but that looks. Yeah, it looks like a bit like a turkey neck. Cheers, mate. That stove is epic. Yeah. Exploring Vady. Hi, guys. Good evening to you, my friend. Yeah, I had a fold-out oven that is universal, but didn't get a chance to use it. Yeah, I was waiting, and obviously you packed up a day early. That's the downside of canvas, isn't it? It's you really want to get it away dry. Because the next time you take it out, it's got all bloody mold all over it. Raise the camera, as that so you don't see the turkey neck. I've got the camera in a little bit of a different place this time because I noticed in the other videos I'm always looking up for the live chat. So now I've got it at the level of the height chat on a Gorilla Pod. So you get more of my face looking at the screen and not looking up. I didn't really like the way that was looking. I should do it. I should raise it right above, shouldn't I? So you look down and get the best side. So how's everyone going? Is anyone even thought about this 12 camp yet. There is a couple of topics I want to talk about tonight, actually. And yeah, has anyone thought any more about the 12 camp challenge? I have started hashtagging it on Instagram, and any post I put on there. It's not a white screen. It's actually a black screen. It's actually the Woodland Camp and Calf homepage. Yeah, I thought what I'll do is I'll get a bit of self-promotion in the back. You see? No, it's not going to do it, is it? Yeah, it's the Woodland Camp and Craft homepage on YouTube. But yeah, it's a bit see a thing on the screen. Yeah, has anyone thought about it? I was hoping to get out last weekend, to be honest, and get a video started for it, but it didn't happen. Maybe this weekend. Yeah, I was hoping. Don't start this already. One of the topics, I don't know if anyone's seen in the news or not, but yeah, it turns out Justin Bieber got Lyme disease. I don't really care for Justin Bieber too much, but I thought with a massive celebrity like that, you know, contracting the disease, which normally, you know, outdoor people sort of contract. I just thought, yeah, that's just gonna raise the awareness through the roof now. Nearly everyone's gonna be like, what the bloody hell is Lyme disease? And yeah, it should hopefully bring it out, and then, you know, when people know that it's what it is, then obviously more people are going to be learning how to prevent it, hopefully. I don't know how people, you know, I don't know how people feel about it. Let me know in the side chat. I'm just making sure. I'm just going back. People. Not having it at all, is it? And then there was just one of us. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Must be a Wi-Fi. I think. Yeah, I had to refresh as well. It's not your end, it's my end. I think my phone was updating something. I think my phone was downloading an update for something, maybe a game or an application or something like that, and took all the way from my internet. It shouldn't do, because I have everything set to be like 4 in the morning. It always does it. So there we go. I think we're stabilized again now. There we are. We've got 8 of you back. Right, I forgot what I was saying now. Hold to refresh. Had to refresh. Yeah, was it an Asia update? I don't know what it was. I imagine, like I say, it was just my phone doing something in the background. Was it an Asian update? Yeah. So anyway, yeah, it just proves how uneducated people are about this Lyme disease and that. Thinking, if people are thinking it's from drugs. Let me just go back up. Buffering bad. Yeah, sorry about that, people. I think we should be back now. I think we're back. Not camping, unfortunately, but hopefully out for the day, says Owen. Yes, doing a solo in a haunted woods, says exploring with AD. I was supposed to do one. I was supposed to do one at the beginning of December. Where was it? Havisham. Is it Havisham Forest? And I got invited with some YouTubers, and there was a TV crew there doing a thing there. That was going out on UK Living, but it was too close to Christmas. It was going to be like £100 in fuel and all the rest of it. So unfortunately, I didn't go. But it would have been entertaining. Gareth is Gareth's gone on a timeout. Oh, I wonder if I can undo it. No, I can't undo it. It's gonna have to be timed out for 5 minutes. It's not gonna watch the rest of the chat now. He used the word day camp. I'm going to Spinner Woods. Oh, it's just deleted all Gareth's messages when I put him in a timeout. Oh dear. Who was it that always used to do it before? Oh, it was Rob, wasn't it? Rob Gilchrist, Trigger Rob. I didn't think it was going to do that. I'm not bothered. Sorry, not sorry. So yeah, what am I going to do this weekend? Well, poor G. I think I definitely want to knock some off the list already. Hopefully, like that's the reason I chose 12, is that most people can just do one every month. Hopefully, maybe a bivvy camp or something like that, or the Creator's Choice one. I might do something with a van, just take it out somewhere and just get some fresh air in the lungs. Even though I've been out doing a lot of hiking. I don't know if people are following me over on my Gareth's going mental now. It's going mental on WhatsApp. It's messaging me loads, so it will beep through the chat. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, I've been out hiking a fair bit. I've got up to about 10k now. I'm doing that regular, so I am getting some fresh air in the lungs, but it's still not the same as having a chill out around a campfire or at the top of a hill somewhere with beautiful views, is it? Exploring with AD, I don't understand why is G&Z timeout. Oh, I'm only joking. Gareth's one of my best friends on this earth. He mentioned day camping and he knows it winds me up. I don't think there's ever such a thing as a day camping, so he's on a timeout. But it's not serious, it's not real. Don't be disliking or sending me hate mail or like that. Andrew Forrest is up in the house. I do appreciate people that go and watch the videos, but wrong sort of chat for Justin Bieber. I wasn't interested in Justin Bieber. It was just the I thought it was going to be good for Lyme's disease and awareness. That was the only reason I mentioned it. The only other thing that I was going to really want to talk about or mention was I don't know if everyone's seen in the news, was the company and supermarkets that are now only stocking knives. They're like safety knives, so all the ends are all blunted. They've not got a pointy, sharp end anymore. So hopefully, people won't pick them up and stab people, I suppose. The reason I'm mentioning it in sort of this chat is I wonder if it takes off. It's never going to stop knife crime, and the company said that it won't. If it's a big sort of success and it's like nationwide and all the shops only stock blunt knives, do we think it's going to transfer over into the outdoors community where they're only really going to want to sell blunt knives for us? If we wanted to buy a new knife online or off a knife maker, will they, is it going to become law that all knives have to be blunt ended? What do people think? Do they think it will transfer over? I know the knife law thing that come in there last year, we had loads of discussions about that, about knife makers, not being able to sell online and having to prove your age when buying knives and all this sort of stuff. And I just wondered if people thought that it was going to, transfer over. Unless, because it's like an industry, like it is like an outdoor industry. Well, Gareth's back from his timeout. Yeah, or like chefs, unless you have to go through a special channel to buy them, a chef might need the very tip or the point of his knife, or I don't know if he's going to fillet some fish or or something like that. So, you know, will they only be able to buy from certain sources or something? I don't know. It was I thought it was worth a discussion, because all right, they're not the zombie axes that are really, really frowned upon. They are, you know, outdoor knives or whatever do tend to be a bit bigger and a bit meatier than, you know, your average kitchen knife. Hope your stream crashes now. I love you really, G. Yeah, so come on then, get talking in the chat. Or it's just me with my dry mouth. I had to make sure I got a bottle of pop, because last week my throat was drier than a camel's toe. Constant talking because I don't want any quiet spells in the stream. I think we did a good one last week. Wasn't it nearly 2 hours long last week? Constant talking for 2 hours, and I messaged all the lads on WhatsApp. I said, Jesus Christ, if I ain't got a drink on me next week, remind me to go get one, because it was rough. No, nothing's going on in the side chat. You've either all left me. Look, we've got 10 here. Someone talk to me at least. Why come if they're not talking to me? What was the question? Do you think, yeah, basically, do you think that this all these safety knives with the flat ends will transfer, you know, all kitchen knives and all that are all going to be flat ended? Do we think it's going to transfer into the outdoor community, and then all of us will have to buy safety knives, flat ended, blunt ended knives for the outdoors? Wouldn't really be a knife with a flat end. No, the tip. It's the tip. Is they're all flat. You know, like that. You know, like that knife I gave you for Reef, Gareth. Or was it Ants lad I gave it to? I think I gave them both actually. I think I gave you both the boys a knife for a flat-ended one. But it's been all over the news the last 2 days to come out of it yesterday. All right, Lee, your Vic Outdoors is here. Well, these are actually square. These was like the end, you know, just the full point had gone, and it was a square, flat, stubby end. And obviously trying to stop, trying to cut down knife crime. But like I say, they'll cut down knife crime, and then tool crime will just increase, because everyone will just use screwdrivers or whatever to just shank people. Not very often I use the tip, actually, think about it. No, I was thinking earlier, the only time I'm doing it is like on really, really intricate cuts, or if I'm starting a half board for the bow drill or something like that. I'll just use the tip to start carving out a recess from a spindle to go in. But the amount of times I do bow drill is few and far between. And, you know, and you know, if it did happen where it transferred into the outdoor community, you can imagine all the knife makers' knives. The value would just go through the roof, wouldn't it? Because they'd be like collector's items. Some people have got really nice collections. Who was it at Edel? I think it was Ian Lawrence, wasn't it? He had a really, really nice collection from Mike Palmer and a few other knives and axes and all that. But the knives would just go, cost would just go through the roof. Be an outdated thing, wouldn't it? Pointed knives. Pretty sure you can still slice someone's throat with a blunt-ended knife. Yeah. They don't tend to use them like that, do they? They tend to use them like bloody jabbing in people. I think it's a step in the right direction. I don't think it's. They basically said even the people that were selling them and making them, it wasn't it's not a revolution. It's not going to revolutionize knife crime, but it's an evolution. And I quite like the saying, to be fair. And I thought that's reasonable. You know what I mean? It's not going to stop it, but hopefully it'll just make it a bit harder for them. 90% of knife crime is a kitchen knife anyway. Yeah, it was kitchen knives, Lee. That's what I'm saying. It is. No one said anything about the outdoor community. No one said a thing. I was just wondering, you know, I was just jumping on the ball early, wondering what people's thoughts were. Do you think they'll try it? If it was a major success, it might not even be a success yet. You know, people might just shun, you know, if people shun them in the supermarkets and don't buy them, they'll not sell them anymore. But I was just wondering if people thought, if it was really successful, if they would try and push it on to, you know, to the outdoor community or hunting community or whoever may use a knife often. What they're trying to do. I can't believe you're in that lorry all day and you haven't heard it on the news. It's all I've heard for the last 2 days on YouTube news. Was basically a company has just brought out knives with just flat ends. Might be a better idea to tackle the root of the problem, but that would cost too much. Might as well blame the knives, eh? Stupid government. You know, that was exactly my opinion when they brought out the knife law last year. You know, when people wasn't allowed to send them or post them, or, you know, you can only hand pick them up or whatever. They was trying to do some crazy shit. But it's like you say, the knife doesn't kill people, it's the person holding it. That's it. The grassroots of the problem, you know. I think Blade and Bows went out of business over it all. I've never heard of Blades and Bows, but if they did, it's a bit of a sad time if someone's gone out of business because of law changes. And there's a knife shop online. Yeah, it doesn't surprise me. Well, you brought all yours. Good. I didn't actually hear it affected anyone that bad. I thought it wasn't quite as bad as what people was going to make out. Obviously, when that was all coming out, the live chat stopped and they ended for a bit. So I think Springfield's still selling online. Yeah, and Green Man Bushcraft, who I like, they do. But even like the selling pages, like the Bushcraft Trade Post and that on Facebook, there wasn't, you know, you're not allowed to put prices. You're not even allowed to call it a knife. You have to say, I've got this for sale. And then in the comments, you can only put what knife it is and what price you want and all the rest of it. But Andy's right. Andy's 100% right. It's you got to sort the problem out, the end problem, and it's never going to be an easy task. I don't know, to the stereotypical person that'll be using a knife or carrying a knife or whatever like that, it's a way of life for them. Should ban knives in butcher shops. Every time you go in, there's blood everywhere. You know what I mean? It's terrible, terrifying place. It's like a horror movie. Experiment with AD is back. It's back now. We realised it was just a joke with Gareth. Knife and Tools is a good place to get an SE. Oh, there's plenty of good places out there, like you say. But if you was a smaller company and that was your bread and butter, like Gareth just said, that you was could be in trouble. But if they don't be careful, it could be another art, you know, like leather craft or you know, blacksmithing. If they're not careful, it would just be a non-existent pastime. No one would take it up. Why would a blacksmith put a load of effort into making knives and all that if they can't sell them? Or it would just be another pastime we've lost. If it's not knives, they'll use something else to stab. Yeah, or even worse, it might make gun crime worse. Knives don't kill people, people do. Yeah, that's what I said earlier as well, Lee. Like a knife case. Yeah, well, if they don't use knives, what about, you know, will acid attacks go up? Will shootings go up? You know, if they're going to do it, this is why Andy was right when he says you've got to tackle the root of the problem, because if you take the knives away from them, they'll just shoot something else. Acid, not that sort of acid, Gareth. It's not a throwback to your 90s, mate. Want guns to be legalized. I really fancy an AK. I'm not massive into guns. I'd be more than happy for them not to be legalized. I don't even want the police to have them, really. I like the way it is now, you know. There's a special squad for them, especially highly trained, you know. If there's five cops in a unit in I don't know, in Lincoln, and then 5 cops will be, you know, getting all the attention. If they just armed every cop, people would just fight fire with fire all the time. If every single cop is armed, and then I'm afraid every single criminal will be. That's my, you know, the big criminals, not like a shoplifter or whatever, but you arm every cop, and then all the gangsters or whatever you want to call them, they'll all be armed. And I just think that's just bringing more and more and more guns onto the streets. Yeah, that's my view anyway. All the cops are armed in America, and look at the state of that place. Piss a kid off in America, and just run into school with an AK, don't they, and just kill 20 kids. It's mad. Make weed legal, and everyone will be too chilled to bother stabbing each other. Everyone except me. Makes me puke. I can't do it. Bring back FPSR Russia. Okay, you'll be too busy puking to stab folk. That's about right. I tried that and lost me dinner. This massive belly I'm working on to lose, though. I think if I would have liked it, I wouldn't have had this massive beer belly. Unless I had munchy belly. Crafty Jez is up in the house. All right, Jez. Yeah, but America is full of crazy Americans. Canada is same guns per capita as does Switzerland, but only America's. There are numerous shootings a day. Yeah, but there's more. When you work it out, when you work it out to individuals, like Canada's not as populated, and nor is Switzerland as America. America's just massive, isn't it? Billions of people. So when you work that, when you say, yeah, it's not as bad as America, but when you work it out per head, it probably would be as similar. Yeah, how's the fitness regime going anyway? Are you talking to me or are you talking to someone else? Yeah, but same per capita. Isn't it? I'm sure I read somewhere about Switzerland once that it's illegal not to carry. Is that right? It's actually illegal not to carry. Hey, 60 Kev, I knew 60 people, says Ant Manstuff TV, who has now joined us. Welcome, Ant. Chat's going a bit slow. I've got one mind on the chat and one mind of the buffering that keeps going on. We keep losing connection for some reason, although it's not too bad at the minute. We did get up to about 14, 15 people on it, and then we lost them all. Evening, peeps. Well, this is a lovely subject. Swiss are all part of the army. It's from their Crusader days. No, well, what's your opinion on guns? I don't really, you know, I've been to camps and people like always want to shoot and that, and I don't know. I just they don't massively interest me. Then again, nor do knives. You know, it's just like it is just a tool. And people say, "Oh, don't stab your knife at a log or do this, to do that." It's just a tool. It's just a tool at the end of the day. If I was in a massive survival situation, you probably would take a bit better care of your tools or whatever, but I'm not, so I don't. I love guns that are awesome and useful, but too dangerous in the wrong hands yet. All the Crusaders disappeared to Switzerland. So was a spoon. Yeah, that's what I was talking about earlier, Ant, with knives and knife crime and these new knives that was coming out that are all blunt. And basically, we all said the same thing. You know, if you, you know, if they ain't got knives, they're just going to use a screwdriver or a bit of glass or maybe a brick or acid or whatever. Rigby, pen, yeah, anything. I like the idea, but it won't be massive effective, will it? And you imagine how long would it take to get all sharp knives out of circulation? It'd take decades, wouldn't it? Ribbed condom. I do like shooting, very fun. Got to fire a P90 once and a 44 Magnum. Big pen. Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. I fancy going to a gun range, you know, nice controlled environment, or a clay pigeon shooter or like that. Yeah, I'm sure I'd enjoy it a lot, but they're just, I don't know. Piffed, Rigby piffed. Used to shoot AK-47 when I was a teen in New Zealand. Yeah, anything like that though. If it's a controlled environment, not that, you know, when I go with the lads and we're at a meet and the lads are popping coke cans at, I don't know, 50 foot, 40 foot, that it's not controlled. It's just you know, I have a few shots and then just get bored. Maybe because I can't hit the target. Boxcar, well, you have to think there is always more good people than bad, so if everyone had a gun, crime would be less. I don't think that's true at all. The way I see it, if you have it, you're more likely to use it. The same as the kids that are carrying knives. If they don't carry the knives and they fall out with someone, there's going to be a fist fight in there. If they're carrying knives, people are getting stabbed. Same again. If we all had guns, and you cut someone off on a junction, and they come up to you, and you have a bit of a bit of a road rage, it's there, isn't it? It's there. You can use it because it's there. If it's not there, you won't use it. There's no chance of you using it. If it is there and you're getting a road rage, and all of a sudden it turns from pissing someone off for cutting up to, you know, 25 years in jail. Because we all do it. We're all, I'd say every single person here is a good person, but how many of us have lost their heads when they've been driving? I know I've loads of times. the red mist has come over, and if the person would have stopped and got out, we probably would have had a scrap, you know. And if that person was beating me up bad, just for example, would you use it? I don't know. The safest towns in America are the ones where everyone has a gun. Andy can relate to that. I'd love to see the statistics to prove that. I'm shot a shotgun, Winchester rifle, Magnum, M4 assault rifle, Lee Enfield, .22 rimfire. They're all great fun at range, but I would love a shotgun. Anyone then for hunting and target shooting? Yeah, true. America is a very lean on gun law. End of the day, you can have any gun over there, but you need very well vetted. Let's look at it another way, though. Let's look at it a totally different way. Is the more guns that are in circulation, you imagine how many just more pure 100% natural accidents there are. You know, I've seen some stories where a lady was in a Walmart. She had a pistol in a handbag. You know, totally. You know, she was certified to carry what, you know, and the 3-year-old killed herself. She reached in while she was in Walmart and shot herself. And I've seen police do it. I've seen police shoot themselves by accident, or another person, or, you know, kids getting hold of the dad's gun out of the garage or whatever. Just by having more guns around, there's obviously more accidents and more deaths that way. Do you know what I mean? So that's why I don't think they should be brought to the UK. You know, I might be right, I might be wrong, but that is just my take and my feelings on it. You can get a brand new single barrel shotgun for under 80. Any gun here, any amount of round count here is a lot harder to get a license, and you need to prove your use for it. Guns are bad news, says AD. I agree. Why would you need a gun or a knife for self-defense? Just stupid. Yeah, we can't even keep a baseball bat in our car and say it's self-defense, because the moment you say that thing is for self-defense, you've broken the law. It'd be better if we just stopped fighting each other, wouldn't it? Can't look after yourself without a weapon. I'd take a hard look. Tai Chi for everyone. As for us using a gun for safety, it depends where you live. I still got a shotgun license. They're the same out there. They're a tool, you know. If you're a hunter or whatever, then don't get me wrong. If you're in the thick of things in Alaska, and we're back again. Just as we get the most viewers in, it starts playing up. It's typical, isn't it? Just popped up. I do agree with, if you can get yourself out of there, you would, you know. Accidents are more granted, but at the moment, only the bad guys have them. When individuals are armed, they're more likely to stop and help. Kev, you're buffering. Oh, it's been happening all nightly. I don't know why. It happened a few weeks ago as well. For when you lose me for a minute, I will be back. Just hang around and just talk in the side chat, and we will get back up. Mass killings in schools, come on. That's it. If the guns weren't so readily available, that wouldn't happen. Unfortunately, if someone that was that tormented that they was going to do that and the gun wasn't available, they might just, I know it's not nice, but they might just take. That's a peace in the world, ban all crime. Well, I think all crime is banned. It's not something people want, is it, Andrew? No need for crime. Yeah, but it's the world we live in. It's unrealistic to think it's ever going to be any other way. There's been crime since there's been crimes or stealing or anything like that. As long as there's been humans, even in the even in the animal kingdom, if a squirrel finds a big stash of nuts, it's going to steal them because it wants them. It's got its own family to feed, isn't it? It's just it's part of human nature, I suppose. I mean, part of animal nature. You know, sometimes you want something that is not yours, so you take it. People are always, we can only try and be the best that we can try and be. Gareth's been trying to two time-ons over with me for ages. It's unbearable sometimes. Keeps saying she loves her. We can't run away and become Gareth and Kev Wildcamp. She loves you. I think Britain is or was up there with one of the highest makers of arms. Yeah, I know. I mean, that's our shady government giving them to the enemy, basically, just because they want to get money. That's the other root of all evil, isn't it? Money. But with a universal basic income, the majority of people are less likely to need to do crime. I had a look at that universal basic income before, and I really liked what I read, to be honest. It made people that went out and worked and so much more financially better off than not working, and I think that's the key. Oh, I know I'm not working at the minute, and I am government funded because of the broken back and all that. I think I'm still signed off till April. But yeah, when I was working full time as a single person, I was working a full time job, and I think I was only £20 or £30 a week better off than what I would have been if I stayed on government funded benefits. I was like, so I have to work 40 hours a week to be £30 better off. But your pride kicks in, you know. You think, all right, but you're still providing for your family yourself. But yeah, I think that universal basic income will make it so much better for people that are working. Didn't you stop all that, Owen? What was that? Oh, maker of arms. Dave Grizzly D Allen, evening all. Sorry I'm late to the party. No worries, mate. Welcome to the chat tonight. They keep testing it in countries, but I think the big corps, right wingers, are against it. The right wingers never want to see anyone do well, do they? They don't want everyone to do well. They just want the small percentage. But that's another story. Yeah, but from what I'm read, I'm sure they was going to give every man, woman, and child a universal basic income that wouldn't be taxed on top of your wages. So I think it was like every man or woman got £4,000 a year, and then kids got 1.5. But that was everybody, you know. And then so everyone that's working would be, it's like a £4,000 bonus, isn't it? And if your wife's working as well, you know, it's a £4,000 bonus. So that's an extra £8,000. And if you've got two kids at £1.5 grand, that's an extra £11,000 a year for people. And I just thought, yeah, that's not bad, you know. And if you know, there was from what I read, there was no benefits, there was no signing on. You all got the same. You got your £4,000 or whatever it was a year. So if you wanted to be really well better off, you went to work. If you didn't, you lived on that £4,000. And make everything state-owned again. Hashtag anti-capitalist. Definitely Jorvik, says Rigby. Give us all a plot of land and let us all be self-sufficient. There's not enough land in the UK for us all to do that. There's not enough land. They don't even want us to collect rainwater, for God's sake. They don't want no one to be off the grid. Maybe in 5 years, says Owen. They don't want you to be self-sufficient. They want you to be totally reliant, economically trapped. Exactly. Exactly. Really flush, you can pass it on to some charity. That's the wealthy pensioners do with £100 fuel bill. Socialism doesn't work, but if socialism would work, still rewarding people who excel in life, but not have 1% richer than the poorest. Depends on how much land. No, I've looked. There was a study done. There's not enough land. We need far too much to be self-sufficient. To go out and hunt like addict people of of our greatest ancestors, you'd need too much land. You can't just. It'd be all right if everyone in their patch of land had a few boar and deer and all the rest of it, but you can't. They'd have to travel so far to get all the resources they need. That there's too many humans. There's an acre for every person. Yeah, there's an acre, but not every acre is the same. You might have to try. You might have to go to the sea, and you've got to cross so many people's acres to get to the sea that it just won't work. It's like this thing with the solar power. Everyone that was putting solar panels all on the roofs had totally free electric, was supposed to get totally free electric, and then whatever they produced over what they needed, they was going to sell back. But then all the subsidies stopped and everything. So nearly everyone I know that's got solar still has a bill. All right, sometimes it's like 30 or 40% of what they used to pay, but it was supposed to be that you don't get bills anymore. But no, the government stopped it all. Look how remote the land is between towns. Yeah, but it's not all viable land. You imagine you got your land on the top of Skiddaw. You're not growing out up there, and you're not farming, or you're not bringing up animals to eat or whatever. So Rigby says the same or similar. Can I have my acre on top of Ben Nevis? Does that include lakes and mountains? Not too practical. Yeah, Andy, I think the same. Not talking hunting. Not good for growing crops. You'd have to hunt. You couldn't be self-sufficient without hunting. You have to get. You'd need meat, and you'd need it dried and stored. You won't do it. Talking growing, you wouldn't do it. Total population divided by the total land works out at an acre. Just saying. Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. And yeah, probably the land is big enough to give everyone an acre, but you could not be self-sufficient on an acre, is what I'm saying. You couldn't do it. You couldn't get everything your body needs, especially if you've got like a family. You know, yeah, it's just not possible. You look at them programs on TV with the Alaskans, and sometimes they've got to go 40, 50 miles to get the resources they need. You know, they'll be on a little skidoo, and they'll be driving for 3-4 hours just to get to where the caribou are or whatever. It's just it's not feasible, or well, not in my opinion anyway. Gareth says, if you do the math, Kev, there'll be enough land to grow and be self-sufficient. There's enough land now to feed us and export our food too. Yeah, but for how long? Anyone that knows anything about arable farming knows that you can only have 3 seasons in a field, and the 4th season you can't grow on it again. You've drained it. You have to give the field a time to recover. So for 3 years you'll be all right, and in the 4th year you can't. Wind farms are the biggest rip-off the taxpayer paid for. Yeah, I think probably one of the same studies one of the same studies said that nearly all the Greenland in the UK had wind farms on. It still wouldn't be enough to power the UK. So I don't think there's better solutions out there with renewable energy. All new builds should be fitted with solar panels. It just makes sense. Not only that, they all should be, you know, they all should be, get the electric. They all should have like a wind generator, maybe the thermal, you know, the underground thermal heating, and it just makes sense. Why keep building these properties that are so dependent on fossil fuels? I believe a single person needs 5 acres. Land needs to be rested and rotated. Most will need animals too. Yeah, see, that's exactly what I've just said. Great minds. Technically, you don't need meat to survive. No, you don't need meat to survive, because, you know, your good lady doesn't have meat. But if we was all trying to be self-sufficient, I think you would. I don't think you'd get enough of everything else that you needed without having meat. We used to over farm by 30% when I was at agricultural college. Oh, I just lost the chat. I've been after a piece of land or woodland for a year. It's come up with some prices now, Brendan. You know, the landowner, when we was in the woods, he's just come up with prices now. I think he's selling the plots off near me, near my local woods, for about £9 an acre. Obviously some are better, some areas are better than others, but people do it on an acre now. I bet they're not totally self-sufficient. Let's squat the Queen's gaffs. That'd be an interesting video for my other YouTube channel. Overnight challenge in Buckingham Palace. 5 acres for a family. Evening all, Dan is in the house. Nice to see you back, Dan. Camp Life Bushcraft. You can get a croft in Scotland for under 10k. I don't even know what that is. What's a croft? Potatoes are nature's rotation crops, I think. 5 acres is a lot of land to farm. Defo Jazz. Stop everyone bloody breeding. Back in the medieval period, you get strips of land to farm, so no one person family had the best land. Makes sense. Everything we're told about energy is lies. Free energy, research free energy and the Tartarian. Good to get by without meat if you lived like a hunter-trapper. Meat was not a daily staple like some take it for granted for. No, it wasn't. And I bet they were struggling a lot of time for meat. It was very different until recently. I wouldn't bother with plants, just get a buffalo for myself and batter it. Lee says, yeah, when I was a lad, we only had meat on a Sunday. No wonder folk think they need to own 50 cows each. That'd be nice to have, Kev. Yeah. It'd be nice if you could have a couple of acres near that pond, wouldn't it? I grew up on a farm. My parents tried to be self-sufficient as possible. It's not easy. I was raised on goat's milk, homemade bread, cakes, cheese, etc. It's got me for life. It's not easy. And I often used to dream about the Alaska programs. I think, oh yeah, I'd love to go to Alaska and all that. But it's hard graft. It's a hard life. I imagine it's really rewarding way of life. But even them people in Alaska and that, they get subsidies of the government, and you know they will be buying grains and you know everything from the supermarkets and that. And you know you see them getting them flown in on little you know seaplanes and all the rest of it. I just don't think it's a viable option to just say right, everyone's self-sufficient. There's no way. Too many people ain't got the right mindset for it. You imagine how many people would die of starvation because, you know. Or what about if you had like a bad, you know, a really bad weather phenomenon, like a real heavy snow or a real, or whatever, or your area, your 1 acre or whatever got flooded out and you lost everything, you'd fucking starve to death. It's too hard. It's not. Population culling in it. Well, that's what Bruce said today when of all this Iran business. It's like let us kick off. There's too many humans on the earth. We had around 4 acres, but animals as well as arable farming. My dad was a butcher, so he sold meat and veg locally to pay the bills. Yeah, and as farmers, you'll know that it is a hard graft. Crack of dawn till midnight sometimes, or worse, later. I can drive where we are. We're really rural Lincolnshire, which is obviously all arable land, and yeah, sometimes 2 a.m. you can still hear the tractors in the field. It's crazy. You know, if your potatoes have got to come in and there's like a real wet spot coming in and you're going to lose all your crop, you know, you have to work till it's done. Youth of today would think you're mad. And what about Lecky for the mobiles? Fusion power will be fully developed soon, and that will revolutionize all our energy needs. I don't really know much about fusion power. I like the idea of the tidal one though, especially like where we are with the Humber. It's got a really strong tide, so School trips were a nightmare. My friends had white bread sandwiches with salad cream. I had wholemeal gump. Do you know why it wouldn't work? Someone would get greedy or be lazy and steal from thy neighbour, eventually ending in war. Read Lord of the Flies. I don't think it would work. That's if the tech field was down to us plebs. Yep. You say that, Lee, but the system worked for hundreds of years, perfectly feasible. History proves that. There wasn't as many people though, like you said. We've got to cull. Got to cull the people. There wasn't as many people then. I remember that homemade bread sandwiches, doorstep whip. And nobody wanted to swap food with you, I bet. Yeah, but no one was swapping sandwiches. Your little teddy bear meat, or whatever they used to get. What was them little triangles? The little cheese triangles. I used to be well jealous if anyone had them. Oh, what was that called? Dairy, that was it. Dairy triangles. Did it though, Jay? How comes there's not loads of small holdings still going on? They are small holdings, but they're not 100% self-sufficient. I don't think anyone in the UK is. They will still get bulk items, I don't know, like rice and lentils and pastas and all sorts. Obviously, it would filter folk out, but we can't carry on sustaining the growing population. I totally agree. There'll be a natural disaster soon and decimate the earth. Yeah, the whole place is a natural disaster. I mean, the natural disaster's already happened. I think humans are the natural disaster to the earth. If you've read The Earth by Zola, you've just described the miserable life of the strip farmers, Jorvik. How did it go from politics to this? Isn't it weird sometimes how the chats just go in a totally different direction? No one was interested in Justin Bieber. We're not talking about Justin Bieber. No one was interested in knife crime. There we go. This orange, this tingy light makes my teeth look really bad on the camera. I'm gonna have to get a different one. Well, is that the conversation dead, is it? We own the technology though, what was I meaning? Do you know, for farming and stuff, like what was it? There was like, you know, like if you get onto the hydroponics, and there was I forgot what it was. In one like sort of, it was a great big massive barn, but this one barn, you know, it was the way they was doing it with the hydroponics and everything else was that this one barn took up like, I don't know, for don't quote me on these figures, but say this one farm was like having 10 acres of land, just in this one unit, and you know, if we started dotting them around, it won't be so bad. Justin Bieber, Justin Bieber, knives, guns, small holdings, good varied chat. We could life on this planet and each other as well. Yep. Obviously, life wouldn't be cushy like folk have it. You'd have to make sure it worked, or you'd starve. No two ways about it. Yep. Sounds like that's the population dead. I went to go survival on the Desford last week. Place is really good, but rained all the time, so a bit of a mud feast. I think you mean mud fest. You can have a big fire, so all good. No idea what that is. Like Kev says, it comes down to the state of mind and persistent. That's just survival. But what would you do? Like, what is an interesting thing then? What would you do if everyone was like, if the government said, right, you've all got to go self-sufficient, here's an acre? What about all the people that's got like disabilities, or me that's not got a massive, with my back, I've not got a massive hard graft in me, you know? I couldn't be hand ploughing fields and digging up veggies for the family all day. Like, what would I do? What would I do if you're not fit enough to do the work? What happened then? I know someone who used hydroponics, but he only grew one crop. The Dutch hydroponic kings, they have to be. Give everyone £1 million and they'll be those that flourish and those who fail. Money isn't the answer. That just causes a problem in the first place. I agree. Greed, yep. You sling me a spud. Natural selection, Kev. Oh, Andy, you heartless git. You can be the foreman, Kev. See? Brendan's got me back. I could be in charge. See? Just imagine, see? We're on about we'd think they'd stop all criminals and everything. I'd be the criminal, wouldn't I? I'd be going around nicking Gareth's taters. Running down the road looking for a bit of salad or a few cucumbers or something. You would do a job you could do, Kev, like cook or wash. Are you saying I'm a woman? Farming is a job. Sometimes cuts fail regardless of how good you are. Yep, 100,000,000% agree. We'd reform into clans, I guess, or your family would do the hard graft and you'd sow leather work or something. If there was a community of folk growing crops, they'd be sensible to grow one crop each in trade. That's how things started originally, surely. Someone already said in the chat earlier on about bartering and all that, and I think you're onto the same wavelength. I think that's, you know. And he's laughing, it's nature, not me. I'd have to sharpen the plough. Yeah, farming hard, but life isn't easy, is it? That's the issue. Everyone wants it easy. I don't want it easy. I don't want an easy life. I just want a fair one. You know? Someone who was who I'm really close with, Dad's just died. He retired at 76. 4 months later, he was dead. He worked all his life and had 4 months of retirement. And I don't want that to be me. I'd love YouTube or something to blow up, or, you know, have a lottery win or something like that. just imagine working all your life, making someone rich, making someone, you know, who doesn't even care about you, really. You know, most employers don't. And then you clock your cogs as soon as you're retired. I don't want that to be me. In fact, it literally scares the shit out of me. You know, how come some people get to travel all over the world and you see all these beautiful places, and you know what I mean, and then we're all just working, trying to just pay bills, and you know, you're lucky if you can get down to Lake District twice a year or something. It's I don't know, I just like it a bit fairer. Crops fail for farmers, shit happens, plan for a failure. I do. I plan to steal all yours if your crops don't fail. So I mean, I'd be the local tea leaf, I wanna. The Mayans know about crop failures. Off with their heads. We'd be okay. We could GM everything. Same here, care for fair existence for only here once. People are good, they would work it out. Governments are bad. Yeah. I'm very happy not to have to be a farmer, to be honest. Being realistic, we can all do a bit. We can grow potatoes in a sack quite easily without having lots of land. Yeah, when I first got my house, I did it. I put a greenhouse at the bottom and all that. And it was just so much hard work. I had some big plastic containers and I grew all my potatoes and everything, and the water and the care and attention and everything they needed to have like 4 meals. It just balmy. It was a nice feeling, you know, to grow a bit of your own thingy, or you know, have a bit of salad out your garden with some potatoes and all that. But it was like only 4 meals, and it was like a lot of hard work, tending and everything just for 4 meals. My uncle-in-law is a farmer, very stressful, high suicide rate of possibly any job. Rigby says, just things they'll have to take my camera from my cold dead hand. That's true. Suicide is nuts in the community. I didn't know that. I didn't know that was a thing. I thought the highest suicide rate would have been in the city. You know, these people that are always jumping off the high rises or the tower blocks and that. And I thought it was just. I honestly thought it would have been in more them sort of people. The people that do want everything, that do want all the big city life. Yeah, but didn't answer my question. Who, me? Didn't I answer your question, G? Or was it somebody else? I'm not sure. I had a small garden when my kids were born. I made up 2 raised up potato beds after I realised they looked like shallow graves. Suicide is the biggest killer of 18 to 25-year-olds in Britain. Is it? See, that I wouldn't have believed either. I would have swear it was driving, like inexperienced drivers killing themselves. If I had to be self-sufficient, then I'd have to farm. No, I'd just become a burglar. Become a robber. You can imagine me trying to be self-sufficient with my green and red colour-blind eyes. I'd be like, that's it, Kev's poisoned. He ate the wrong berries. And that was the end of Big Kev. We could all get together and get some land and live there with all our knives. We could go out and take the land and food. Yeah, but you can't. Even Bear Grylls, he tried to do the same. He went and got his own island, and then put a slide on it into the river. And then the parish council or whatever, and all come sailing across to his island, and he got done and had to take his slide down. All he did was put a slide into the ocean for his kids. Like, too many rules. He's got his own island. You think you'd be the king of your land, but you ain't. Yeah, we're really not materialistic. Stuff is nice, but not very high up on our priorities list in life. You die with your memories, not a wad of cash or a posh car. Yeah, I feel that. I feel you, brother. Island Man Outdoors, evening all, evening to you. Can't remember you popping up in the chat before, so welcome to the chat. You've missed a whopper today. We've been talking some rubbish between us. Having awesome times out with our kids and together is what we're about. So we didn't mention any of the rest of us, like, yeah, and you boys. Nobby, step away from the screens, is up in the house. Mongrels. All right, Nobby. Evening. That's why you want guns banned, all burglars do. Yeah, of course. I don't want to be sneaking in someone's property and see a double barrel shotgun pointing at me. I love it. That was funny. No, I don't want all guns banned, by the way. I don't want all guns. I just don't want all the cops to have them. I just want the specially trained units in each division that has them. Criminal mastermind, Kev. Hey, I had a what did I have? Oh, it's when I crushed all my thumb off when I was younger. And I tried to steal a Kinder Egg once, and I put the Kinder Egg in there, in the sling, thinking I was, going to be walking out the shop. I was only about 12. Nope, busted. I'm not a master criminal. I'm not a master criminal. Actually watched one of your vids the other day. Island Man Outdoors. Was thinking of visiting Isle of Man and camping. I was in Southampton in the summer and I was supposed to go across. I was going to give Nobby a ring, but I thought he didn't like me. We was going to catch the ferry across, but we had other plans, so we had to head north. You all well? Yeah, good, mate. Good. I hope you are. The cops don't want us to have guns. I'm not surprised they don't. Master Beta. Nobby's Isle of Wight. Yeah, I know Nobby's Isle of Wight. That's what I said. I was gonna hook up if you wanted it, but plans changed when we was in Southampton. I had to get out of there. We had to go up to Clacton. We had to go to Bruce's neck of the woods from Southampton. And then we'll get to Southampton, and Bruce wasn't there. Bruce was in the Lake District, I reckon, if I remember rightly. And then when I was in Kent, I was going to meet up with Sean, who I went to Sweden with, and Craig Fordham, and had to jack on that as well. Best camping there first week in June, man. Not bad, I mean, cheers. Good. Aid is back from the toilet. What are you having an operation on anyway? AD, you said you was in hospital soon, didn't you? What was that all about? Someone's messaging on Facebook. I don't know who that is. Not just us you bail on then. No, I bail on everyone. I'd recommend Isle of Man over Isle of Wight. It was the waters when you was at that when you got your drone stuck. Your old drone, Nobby. I was just looking at them waters thinking, bloody hell. Sounds like you're a bit of a chicken when it comes to stealing things. Yeah, I'm not a career criminal, unfortunately. If I was, I'd have all the best gear, wouldn't I? Mainly as I don't want you feckers dirtying up the place. Avoid the TT. Still there. Oh yeah, all right. Yes, I know what I've done wrong now. I know what I've done. Isle of Man and Isle of Wight, yep. Got you. There is another. Nobby's not the only one that's from Isle of Wight. I do watch another guy from Isle of Wight sometimes. And I've realised I've just mixed the two up. At least a bit than him falling into the sea. Yeah, the sea was lovely. To be fair, it was the same when I went to Wales in Pembrokeshire. Went to that Blue Lagoon. That water there was stunning. Absolutely breathtaking. We're going back again in July. I don't know if anyone fancies it. It is a bit of a van camp, really, because of the location. But if anyone fancied it, you know, there could be. I could share the date we're going, and I know there's a few of us going. A few of us. Brendan, I'm up for that. Good lad. Always wanted to see the TT. I know people that know Jeff. Jeff, Isle of Wight Bushcraft. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about, Dan. That's when I said I used to watch another person. That was I didn't, trying to read all the comments and all that. I just assumed it was him. Yeah, I know what I've done now. I know my mistake. You'll bump into him more than likely at some point, Nobby. I can't wait for to get back near the beaches, back in the water. But they loved it last summer. I know. Gareth, me and Gareth was talking. He was the same. Wants to get back in the sea or get back on the beaches. I'm supposed to go down for a meet up in the spring summer. I had a spectacular meeting with the hay bale on the TT. Ooh. Doubt it. I try to look like a murderer when people approach. Rigby says dry. Not bothered about the sea, just want to get naked. I can't wait to see you naked now you've been shifting a few pounds, mate. I like them petite. That reminds me, everyone in the chat that's interested in my progress. I'm just a pound under losing the stone. So I've nearly lost the first stone already. Join the stream, Angie. I was going to do the meet up and then head out to the coast by myself for a night. Nice one, Kev. Cheers, mate. Andy, I'm not naked right now. Andy was getting a bit excited then, wasn't he, about naked Gareth? Well done. Cheers, Lee. Yeah, but you can't beat a morning skinny dip. Only in my dreams. Rigby says, June the 21st is Hike Naked Day, Gareth. June the 21st is my birthday. How is that? That's so fitting. Bleach's mind's eye. Hilarious. Hilarious. Is it really, Rigby? Summer solstice is Hike Naked Day, is it? I remember that. See if we can find a new girlfriend or something. B-day suit then, Kev, innit? I always go beach camping on my birthday as well, or near enough, give or take a couple of days. I think it's been tradition for about the last 5 years that we always go. In fact, a lot of people in the side chat come to my last one. Apart from Gareth, who bailed on me. And Lee bailed on me. Naked beach swimming. So do a naked hike. Hey, I can 10 centimeters off my belly, according to the measuring tape. For charity, I don't even earn enough from me, never mind for charity. I think last birthday I was swimming with the seals. Everyone was all panicked and was scared for me. No one would come in the sea with me, so I was there swimming. And I just turn around and I just see everyone on the bank just waving their arms like, Gav. You know, look behind you. And you know when you think someone's winding you up, like pretending there's a shark or something, and I just turn around and the seal's head just bobbed up. I was like, oh boy, I hope he don't want to come and have a nag on my leg. It's big in the US. Impala did it last year on the Pennines. So just because it's here we go, buffing again. If it wasn't around earlier, the chat has buffed a few times. Just stick around, don't leave the chat. We will be back if you just give it a few seconds. It was a great beach camp, Kev. It was a good one, wasn't it? Don't think we can go back there again now, though, B. Where's that naked Kev? Bid sent Rufford. Big old poor gales and freshers off this coast. My eyes are burnt. You wish. You loved it, G. I should probably plan something this year. Well, I think we've got the night hike going on, haven't we? And then in April we've got the Lake District. So probably, yeah, a couple of months later, I should probably plan something for my birthday. I'll have to find a new beach though, like I say. That beach we went to has had a bit of a landslide problem. You should be called Naked. I know Gareth and Zoe like it and Brendan likes it, but does anyone else get out much beach camping? I love it for, you know, the warmer months. I don't really fancy it in winter, but yeah, I love it for it's just really good if you've got kids as well, because you know what it's like when you put a kid in sand. They're just happy as a kid in sand all day, aren't they? I thought he was going to say being naked. Rigby loves beach camping. Need to get back to beach camping, good fun. Fucking hate sand. I don't mind sand, but I hate it when you're like trying to cook a rope. There's nothing worse than having a bacon and egg butty with sand in it. It's and it does get everywhere. Once you've got it in your backpack, it's like just always in there forever. Sand and cameras are not good. I don't know if I normally take my DSLR. I don't think I do. But I've not really got the shots I wanted off my drone with the beach yet. I've never had the weather for it. But if anyone wants to get anything put together for June the 21st or the weekend closest to it, just you'll have to hit me up and we'll try and get some planned. I don't mind sharing my birthday celebrations with anyone in here. Crunched for months. Yeah, well, that was where we did. That was the best thing about where I've been doing my recent beach camps, is actually you're just on a little 9-foot little embankment, and it was grass, so you did all your cooking and everything else up there, and then when you wanted to go in the sand you could, or in the sea. I can't remember which one of the last videos I've seen. The last time I seen you beach camp, and he was hammock camping by yourself in a little private spot. It looked really nice. We should do a beach camp in Wales on big tides. Yeah, but then I couldn't go swimming. I get dragged away. Never beach camped, but wouldn't mind trying it. I took my uncle to my birthday one, and we just he's not a camper at all, and what I was going to say, we just set up I think it was a 3x3 or a 4x4, just off the embankment, just like all three sides opened out, just basically it was just like an A-frame, a really tall, like 6-foot high A-frame top, and just put his little bed under there with the side of mine, and he slept on the Friday. All right, he did have a bit to drink and whatever, but on the Saturday I think he slept till about 3 in the afternoon. He said he's never slept so good in his life. He just loved it. He just loved the fact that, he wasn't in the tent, he wasn't enclosed, all around him. He could just see like the beach and the sunrise and everything else. And it was just blown away. He even wants to get in the woods with us now. He's always saying, "Oh, I'll come in the woods, I'll come in the woods." But I've done river beaches since, but yeah, need to do the proper beach again. I love a beach camp. Then again, I love all camps. Yeah, I like to. I have sort of seasons for like my camps, if that makes sense. Like when it's like after you've been through all winter and everything else, and you get to early spring, I like to be in the woods, and then later spring, I like to be in the hills. And then during summer, I like to be at the lakes, rivers, or the sea where I can be swimming. I really do love a good swim outdoors, and then when it gets colder again, I like to go back to the woods and where I can have a big fire and keep warm and all that sort of jazz. So I sort of camp by the season. Not that I don't do others in between, but I'm hoping with a bit of weight loss that I fit into a decent sleeping bag now, and then I don't kill every roll mat that I lay on, and I can get to sleeping on the floor a bit more. And obviously you can't always take a hammock to places, and I'll be able to access different places because I'm sleeping on the floor. The water goes out further on big tides. I still want to come and do some fishing. I've been watching mainly that's what I've been watching just lately on YouTube. I know Lily's always had a massive interest for fishing, even though I've only took her 4 or 5 times. And but yeah, I'd love to be catching some sea fish somewhere and having a bit of a cook up. Ground dwelling does suck though. Oh, I'm glad I'm not the only one. I love it. I love the idea of it, but my body just hates it. Literally, I get the deadest hip you know, like because I can't sleep on my back on the ground if it's not perfectly flat. So I always lay on my sides. And I always get massive dead hips and dead shoulders and arms where I've laid on my arm like that. I just... Not a fan of slugs, Nobby. I've had a few slugs on me. There's lots of places to fish. High water and low water on Anglesey. I'm not a fan of feeling like I've been scrapping 5 lesbians. Well, this was it. This was, especially with my back, that's... I think I said it on one of my first review videos of a hammock. It just, when the hammock came out, or when I was aware of it anyway, it just revolutionized my camping. It was just like, it was not just something that I could do every so often. It was just like week in, week out, relentless camping. It was just so comfortable. It was mad. And that's what I said about the DD under blanket as well. When I first figured out about them, and then the hammock quilt, it was just so easy and so comfortable and so warm. And I was like, oh God, I love this. The first ever time I went to Ennerdale, where I've been to with a few people actually. I've been there with Carlisle and Ben Yorkshire Wanderer, Prep Nomad, and a few others. And the first time I ever slept there was on the ground. And even though it was a beautiful place and all that, it was just like, you know, you wake up mad, you wake up grumpy and all the rest of it. And then when you're there in the hammock, totally different. But often when you're doing that, you don't get the views of like on some of the hills, and you know, there's not that many beaches where you can hammock camp from, and not where I am, and not where I know about anyway. We're the opposite. Go on, explain. Never woke up Marty on resting on camp. What, even if you've had like a bad night's sleep or whatever? Only downside to hammocks is getting out for the 4 a.m. lag. I think they're better. I think hammock, if you've got your hammock set up right, unless it's freezing, you know, but in any situation, any sort of camp, if you're freezing, it's not, if it's freezing out and you have to get out of a warm bag, it's not nice. But also, I'm a grown up. I've learned how to hold my wheeze, unless I've had loads of booze. Ever tried peeing in a zip? No, we sleep like your uncle. Ziploc bag? No, never in a Ziploc bag. Depends on the situation. Anyway, there's not a lot of times that I actually leave the hammock to wee. I can just hang it over the edge and just make sure I don't piss in my shoe. Just spray it around the floor a little bit, keep the rats away. Yeah, see, I just don't sleep well on the ground. To be fair, in all honesty, I don't sleep that great in the van either, because of the width of the bed. I've got one shoulder that just hangs just over the edge of the foam, and I get the dead shoulder again in the van. But before I do any more major like van camps or anything like that, it is going to be, I always intended to, between the two single beds, between the beds, it was always going to have a section in the middle that I can lower at night, at like the table, and put a cushion on that too. And yeah, when I've done that, it should be a little bit better. Ridgeline 83% revolutionised my hammock camping. on the hammock. Maybe it's probably how you sleep then. Some love hammock, some love ground more. Just one of those things. It's not that I don't like sleeping on the floor. Like I say, I always have like a romantic image in my head of just, you know, and I've done it. You've seen me do it. I think you've seen me do it at the Christmas camp. I'm just getting out and just sleeping purely just next to the fire, you know. And there's like a romantic image of in my head of just like sleeping on the camping on the ground. It goes back to from when we all started, probably, you know, camping out in tents as kids and all that. But like I say, I don't know if it's me weight or the excess weight or anything, but it just literally hurts. It hurts to sleep on the ground. So that's what I was saying. Hopefully when I shift some more of this weight, that it opens up again for me and it doesn't hurt to sleep on the ground. Maybe it's probably how I sleep. Yeah, I've just read there. Hot water bottle for lagging and hammock, tight seal, lip around the hole, and you can warm your feet. You can get them pee bottles there for about £1 off eBay. Paul carries his everywhere. I like mansion camping, big bivvy, big cart bed with loads of room. Cart beds are comfy. To be fair, that's what my uncle slept on. Tight fit though, knobby. Yeah, it's a nice fort in rather than stuff it in. Then I know a lot of people do them, carry them big, the yellow Nalgene bottles just for peeing in. Nalgene as a hot water bottle works. Just to tip enough out. Tip block is just lighter. Yeah, it's a gram weenie. Yeah, maybe like you say, as you lose weight, you might think differently. I do find a lot of gentlemen seem to prefer hammocks in general, so maybe something in it. It is like there's no two ways about it. If you put all that mass of my belly just hanging over my head. I was Lake District with you actually last April. I slept on the ground and it wasn't, you know, wasn't too bad, and I was I think I was still in the early days of the recovery of my back as well, wasn't I? It hadn't even been a year and I was on the deck and it was all right, but just, yeah. On my birthday, I was on the ground as well, on the beach. So the beach is not as comfy as what I would first thought, but it is a little bit more forgiving. But yeah, I'm not like I say, I'm not against it. I know I'm a hammock camper, if you want to call me that, but I'm not against it. And if I can do more of it, I would be happy. 39 camper, hello, how's everyone? We're all good. You're just coming towards the right back end of the stream here, but welcome all the same. I just nearly missed my mouth then. That would be funny. All over my new Disco Boy t-shirt. Live on stream. Wet myself. What we at? 2 thumbs down and 8 thumbs up. Little earlier in the US. Yeah. I think we've been going for nearly 2 hours today, so talking of pissing a bottle and Kev necking that drink. Anyone thinking the same? I don't know what this one is. I think it's mixed cherry. This one. If anyone thinks that's weed, there's something seriously going on with your brain. But yeah, I think we're going to end it. I think nearly everyone stuck around for most of the chat, so I appreciate that. It helps with all the algorithms and all that. I've actually picked up a few subs, and for the first time in a long time, the channel is, I'm actually more subs now than I was when I lost them all. So yeah, so thanks for all that. Thanks for everyone who might watch this who is a new subscriber. Thanks for everyone to watching to the end. It just the algorithms trustees. TV went off on around the second or third time we had that real bad buffing. I turned it off so there was less stuff using the Wi-Fi, if that makes sense. Great chat, Kev says, Brendan, thanks for timing me out, you kid, no worries. I mean, thanks for the chat. Nighto, see you later, Nobby. Sorry, got on late. Yeah, sorry, Ferdinand Camper. I don't know where you are in the UK, but you know, between 6 or 8 hours ahead of you. Cheers, Owen. Cheers, Kevin Hall. If you've not already, please just give us a thumbs up. I really do appreciate it. I try not to ask too much out of you, but a thumbs up would be appreciated. And I'm going to end it now. So we'll catch you all exactly the same time, 8 p.m. next week. Peace and love, guys.